Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to our shadow work journal prompt series. We are on day 11. I'm so glad you're here. This is really hard work and we have been getting into it. So today we're going to talk about confrontation. Does that make your skin crawl just hearing the word? Do you consider yourself to be a confrontational person? And if you do you like that about yourself? Why do you consider yourself to be confrontational? Is it something that you would change if you had the chance to? The other side of that is, how do you think other people view you? Do you think you are seen as a confrontational person or a doormat? So for me, I was never confrontational. I have always, growing up, I was always very meek, mild, submissive. This was really due to a lot of my religious trauma where growing up I was taught that women and children shouldn't have a voice. They should be seen and not heard. And I want to be very clear that this was never really something that I was taught in my home. This is something that I picked up from religious teachings and probably from my own interpretation of that. So that's important to note, that a lot of that is due to our own interpretation of things and the way that we perceive the world around us and the way we take things in. And that is just simply how I chose to interpret what I was being indoctrinated with. It's caused a lot of problems for me getting what I needed and being taken advantage of. I didn't speak up for myself. I wasn't able to voice what a need was for me. And so that actually really ended up causing a lot of deep-seated anger and resentment in me, and a lot of my relationships, my working relationships, were just not fulfilling for me because I wasn't getting what I needed. The other people around me were getting everything they needed, and I was getting second rate, I guess, is what I felt. So as I started to work through this in myself, one more thing I also want to mention is that when we do that, we shove all of those feelings of anger and resentment down, and it ends up clogging our energy and making it stagnant. And so we end up with blockages in our throat chakra because we're not speaking our mind. Sometimes we shove it clear down and it blocks our heart chakra or maybe our solar plexus. And we start having physical symptoms of these things because we're shoving them down. So the emotional, if we don't take care of it and get our energy moving again, can cause us to actually become physically ill. So it's really important that we do everything in moderation, that we're not confrontational to a fault, and that we are not a complete doormat. That being said, I have luckily had some relationships in my life that, specifically with my partner, where he has encouraged me to have a voice. He's encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone and voice my needs and get them met. And so he's encouraged me to do some things that I might not have otherwise stepped out of my comfort zone for. I also have a couple of really good friends that encourage me to do the same. And the caliber of people we keep in our life is so important because you want people who are cheerleaders for you. We all need that, right? So since starting to work on this and since being encouraged to speak my mind, I've been able to negotiate better income. I've been able to decide whether something is worth pursuing or whether it's worth dropping. You know, we really have to pick our battles, and I think that being able to speak your mind sometimes means that you don't. Sometimes it means that, you know what, this is not for me today. I don't need to go there. The other thing it has really done for me, and it's been a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, is that it has definitely, as I've learned to speak up and advocate for myself and say no more often, or maybe point out when someone has done something that I don't like, or maybe that just doesn't sit well with me, it has actually weeded out a lot of my friendships. It has weeded out a lot of my I shouldn't say friendships, relationships in general, have been weeded out because people don't like when you speak your mind because they can't manipulate you. So if people are for you in the wrong ways, they're not going to like when you start healing and when you start speaking up for yourself and when you start suddenly having an opinion, because it no longer serves their agenda. I would love to hear your thoughts on whether you're confrontational or not. And I would also love if you would like and subscribe so that you can get these series prompts as they come up. If you want to review the entire series, that's here. A video that YouTube thinks you would like will be here, and the next episode will be here. Thank you and have a great day. I'll see you here for day 12.